Hey y'all, I'm Todd Bailey.
What's up? It's Arie Lumberdozy.
And this is fucking Brewtal.
Get in the pit, stock up the fridge, and listen. We're here to cover the latest in metal news and craft beer. A match made in hell.
If it makes you bang your head, then we want to hear it. If it tickles your taste buds, share those suds.
Turn it up to 11.
Crack open that beer.
It's about to get brutal.
What's good there, Hopwolves? It's your boys, Todd and Arie, back with episode 95. Hoo-hoo, baby. We're almost there. We're almost there. We've been saying that for probably the last 20 episodes, if I'm fucking honest. But that's cool. We're really excited for this episode today. Not that we're not excited for any other ones, but this one's fucking sick. It's 11/16. It's Thursday that we're recording, and Todd wanted me to read this verbatim. Surprise guess, who's that Pokemon? A wild Rabby appeared. It's CHRISTOPHER RABIDEAU of the breathing process. Don Rabideau, as I like to call him. What's good there, buddy? We've been trying to get this for a while, so thank you for coming on the show and hanging out with us.
What an intro. That was absolutely amazing. That was one of the best intros I've ever been a part of in my podcasting experience. So thank you for that. Boys, great to see you. Great to be here, man.
Oh, yeah. We're happy to have you on, man. Like Arie said, it's been a long time coming. And you're not the first person.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, you're not the first person from the breathing process we've had on. So this is pretty dope to have a second member.
Thanks, man. Great to be here.
Yeah, dude. Well, we will keep it pretty. We're gonna keep it rolling because we've got lots of questions that we want to get into because the breathing process has a new EP dropping very fucking soon and a lot on the horizon for you guys as a band that I know we're really fucking into. And of course, I'm sure the Hopwolves are because otherwise you wouldn't be listening to it. Let's do our beverages, dude. Beer breakdowns. Are you drinking with us today, or what do you got for us?
I'm actually not sipping on the suds or any alcohol for that matter. I'm taking a little bit of a hiatus, but I am drinking a delicious Rainstorm energy drink. You know what I mean? Some of that green tea caffeine. Spice it up a little bit, keep it lively.
Hell yeah, dude.
A little water. And of course, I got a little side water here, mason jar special, straight out of the Ohio River to my face. So it's going to give me cancer. But here we are.
That's our PSA to hydrate, y'all. Make sure you keep it on standby.
All the time.
Yeah, got one, but
gotta have it. Gotta have it.
That's really what is driving the breathing process is the unfiltrated Ohio water supply.
Yeah, the Mon, the Ohio, the Allegheny, we just really get the nastiest river mud drinking water that we can. And that's what really festers that hate, helps ferment that hate into something that we can pass on to the public.
I was saying, did we just write like a verse here? Because that sounded like that should have been underneath some crushing breakdown,
just
dude.
Convergence of putridity.
No one's talking about that, dude. What the Ohio River, that's horror in itself. That's metal right there.
Dude, any confluences of rivers are metal as fuck because they're usually rooted in very bloody history.
True that, dude. True that. Man, you're just for a second. I mean, you're not wrong. And I was like, I feel like this is gonna be it's all building up to when we talk about to the new EP, dude. Because but also I was thinking of Acacia Strain, which was in the At the Mouth of the River song. Every time.
Love the Acacia Strain. Probably the best post 2000 metal band in terms of influence. And for whatever reason, they don't get the credit for it. You know what I mean? I feel like the Acacia Strain has been so influential to a lot of modern metal bands. And they just don't get talked about like that. Me and Jordan talk about that all the time. We're we don't think that Killswitch Engage in the Acacia Strain probably influenced more bands than any other post 2000 modern metal band. It's crazy, at least in terms of the underground. Slipknot, that's a completely different level. We're talking still relatively underground music.
Dude, that whole era, like the Boston area from like the late 90s, early 2000s was just thriving. So many influential bands and like such huge acts coming out of there. But it seems like at least Acacia is like they're kind of getting that recognition. Like you go to a show and it's like crazy packed every single time. They're putting out some of their best material.
Yes.
In my opinion, with the double album and the term existential horror, like I know you had talked about that when we were watching the Hate 56 videos, Rabi, and I just think of that.
It comes in waves. Oh my God. Yeah. It Comes in Waves is probably my favorite metal release in like the last 10 years.
I got to see them play that live in entirety. It was so goddamn good. He burned some saves to start, and I was just like, perfect.
That's beautiful.
I don't think they get enough credit also for how they've been able to evolve and how their evolution has just been better than maybe anything that they've ever done. It's crazy to think that, because I grew up loving Continent in high school, Dr. Doom and Skynet and all these fucking songs. But dude, the new Doomy Acacia strain is by far the best, at least my favorite. Everyone can have their own favorite, but I think that musically it's never been more interesting, than now. I think Coma Witch was a huge turning point in that band. Like in terms of direction.
Yeah. I mean, that was the first record without like the original lineup. Like DL was gone at that point, and I'm blanking on their bassist like wasn't in the band, or at least maybe it was, I don't know, but I know DL was like a big factor for like that change. And I didn't listen to Coma Witch or Grey Bloom like as much, and then coming back to It Comes in Waves and the newer stuff, like I will go back to that stuff all the time.
It's so good, but it is such a dark record. You gotta like be careful. Like you don't want to listen. You don't want to go too deep into that kind of mindset, because it's like the Oblivion. It's like that album is like the portal to the Oblivion. You know what I mean? Like as crazy as that is, but that's how I feel. Like it's cool to think about it and check it, but you got to kind of take that step back, because it's just, man, it's so good. So good. It's like a spell, bro. That record is just, it fucks you up.
It does, dude. I think about that album even if I'm not listening to it like quite often.
Right.
Which, whatever that means.
The deeper you go in with the lyrics and really to ingest the content, all of it, like it's just a comprehensive masterpiece, I think.
Have to agree there, friend. We could talk about Acacia Strain for hours, and we have, and we will at some probably later too.
Right.
Moving
along.
Moving along. Todd, what do you got beverage wise before like this episode takes like too dark of a turn?
Well, here's how I'll segue. We're talking about Boston, and that comes into play here with this beer. Today I have a beer from Mr. Samuel Adams called Old FEZZIWIG.
Ooh, rich and spicy. Yeah,
rich and spice. I'm going to hold this up a little bit. You can see a little bit of the label art, but the box art is way better. This has like a kind of a cranberry red to the backdrop, a little bit of blue there, and it's got like a little festive crest on the bottom. But the box here, the 6-pack box, is where it's at. Look at Mr. FEZZIWIG there. In his green and gold suit.
He looks like he's ready for St. Patty's Day and not the Christmas season, dude.
Dude, that's what I thought when I like really took a look at it. I was like, wait a minute, like, what's up with that?
I think old FEZZIWIG has got an identity crisis. I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
He's so drunk he doesn't know what season it is. But I will say there is a description on the bottle here, so I'm going to read that before I do the taste test here. So Old FEZZIWIG, Like the character that inspired it, the spiced ale is warm, festive, and worthy of a celebration all in its own. Its full body accompanies a deep malt character with notes of sweet toffee and rich dark caramel. So we're going to go off of that description. I'm going to do a pour on cam. This always doesn't go well. I get nervous every time. Yeah, we're going to get that on cam. A little beer porn for those watching.
Beautiful. Slower.
Ooh, I'm not getting any head. This has been sitting out a little bit, so that's probably why.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Not gonna lie though, when I kind of like peer at my computer screen through the beer, it kind of looks like blood red, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
Oh, very nice. It's got those Killian's Irish Red vibes.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
That's a Christmas beer. It's an Irish Christmas.
I'll give you an Irish Christmas.
A little info. It is actually brewed by the Boston Beer Company, which I don't think a lot of people realize is what Sam Adams is underneath. So it's like Boston. I think like a couple other states where it's brewed at. I think one of them is in Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. This beer is coming in at 5.9% ABV and 25 IBU. It's a seasonal ale. It's supposed to be Christmas. Again, I don't know what's going on, but pouring out of a bottle this time. Usually it's a can, which is a little different for me, but got in a glass here. I am pretty happy with how it smells, I will say. It's supposed to have, I think it says cinnamon, ginger, and orange peel to its flavors as well, other than the toffee and caramel. So let's get a little taste test going on here. Oh, I like that. It lives up to that. Wow. What is it? Rich and
spicy is it?
I would say on the front and back ends. So right away you're getting that, and then it's lingering to keep you fuzzy and warm during these winter months. Oh, that smells really good. I don't get like the orange peel too much on the smell, but in the taste it's there, especially with the ginger too. Let me get one more taste of this. This is just me being selfish. I want to drink one.
I'm glad you wore the same hat as FEZZIWIG.
Yeah, I need a new hat now. Yeah, I'm getting those caramel notes now with the toffee. That's very much on the front end, and then on the back end is all the other stuff. I'm liking this, man. This is the first one I've had from the 6-pack. I got the other ones in the fridge right now, but that is damn good. I'm gonna recommend this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep drinking. But Arie, I'm gonna pass to you now. You have a very interesting beer that I can't wait to hear about. Very special one.
Oh, dude, I'm super fucking stoked for this one. Before I get into, did your buddy Kelly bring you that, or did you buy that Sam Adams? Because he was just up in Boston.
He didn't bring any. He went on a trip to Boston. They did go to the brewery.
Nice.
And had a bunch of flavors that you can't buy in stores, which is pretty cool. One was like an oyster stout, which was very interesting. I've never heard of that before.
Oh, dude, I can't stand oyster stouts.
He liked it, but it's
an acquired taste.
Yeah.
They're just super salty, and I'm not a big oyster fan to begin with. So, like, why would I think that it would be any better in a beer for me? The answer is it's not. It's an experience. But I don't have an oyster stout today, but I do have DONNIE BARKO from Kings County Brewers Collective, aka KCBC. And I am super stoked to have some KCBC in the area. It's from Brooklyn, New York, so not super far from Pittsburgh. I mean, it is a good haul, but like it's closer. I've seen this one as like one of the most metal breweries all the time on forums and shit like that. And this can in particular, I love DONNIE BARKO, the 2001 cult classic. For all the Hopwolves that don't know that one, please check it out after this one. Don't watch S. Darko because fuck that shit. But DONNIE BARKO is fucking sick. And for those of the Hopwolves that have seen it, the can itself is basically a riff on that, and it's Frank the Bunny's mask, essentially. So sick. I saw this last time when I was in the beer distributor a couple weeks ago, so I was hoping that they had it, and they did. So here we are. What it is, it's a DDH IPA, so a double dry hop IPA. It's been a while since I've had this particular style, but I do like the dry hop, and especially that it's a double, so always a good time. It's 7.2% ABV, and let's see the hops that they have in here. We have Citra, Eldorado, Nelson, Sauvin, and Zappa hops. So I'm excited for it. I haven't had this one. It's been a while since I haven't like actually had a beer, because normally I have like 2 or 3 beforehand. Ooh, dude, it smells nice and hoppy. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah, real funky. I'm like, and that's, I know, man. I'm blanking on it because I think dry hop, like, you get more of the notes like off the nose as opposed to the bitterness. Like, I think it's more bitter when it's wet hopped. So anyway,
is it more of like a West Coast style IPA?
Yes, it seems like it, and especially like I know like anytime I see like Eldorado hops in the mix, like it's usually gonna
dry.
be bitter.
Yeah, for sure.
Got one of my favorite glasses again. Fucking elated to be back with my glassware, the Michael Myers glass. So let's get it.
Fucking A.
I'm always so excited when he is actually pouring a beer because he usually hides it.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that head.
That's a lot of head, boys. Oh, it
Some
just
might say
smells
not
so
enough.
good. Yeah, that's
real murky.
No such thing.
It's a lot murkier than what I was expecting.
It is, dude. It really is. I mean, it's got, what did they say? On Beer Advocate, it's like a ghostly yellow. But yeah, this looks more like an unfiltered, like hazy. Yeah. Which, that doesn't necessarily mean like that it's going to have like the New England taste or anything, just the unfilteredness. But that's always what my mind goes to, is like, oh, it's going to be like, a little bit more palatable, a little smoother. This one, dude, look at, I don't know if you guys could see like just the lacing and shit on there is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a little bit more here. I'm going to be drinking mainly head.
Be like a freshman year of college all over again.
Maybe I just can't pour a beer that well. I don't know.
Just get a sexy little mustache for us, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's tasty, dude. The little bit that I'm getting, I'm still getting mainly head at this point, so we'll keep going. It's got the juiciness. It's got some nice kick to it as well, and I love the color. I mean, like I said, I really like this type of style. And I was going to recommend it anyway, because like, even though I never had it, I love the pageantry. Sound like a broken record at this point, but Rabbi, for us, a lot of times it's like, if the beer is good, like that's always like a bonus. But if like the can art's sick, like the mission is sick, like all that stuff, the whole package, it really like elevates even like a shitty beer. So let's try to get one more here.
They really get into that head.
It's good, dude. Yeah, I really like it. It's got some of the citrus. I mean, the citra hops are in there, so like you do get more of the like a juice type flavor in there, and it is bitter, but not super like the bitter, if that makes sense. Like when you're like kind of chewing on it, like it's
clean.
It is clean.
It's clean. Yeah, that's
good. It's good. It's got a nice mouthful. Mouthfeel, I should say, excuse me. I have a mouthful. Yeah, it's nice. Great color. I'm really excited to get more into KCBC, and I've got like 3 more of these.
Baby. Let's go.
Oh yeah, now we're here.
Let's tease those viewers.
You're cooking now.
Get a little bit of overflow there. Yeah.
Oh, look at
like
that.
a foam party over there.
That's nice.
A little tickle your nose on top. That is. Oh.
Good shit here. I've been, it sounds like tendency, like alcoholic tendencies, but I've been craving like an IPA for so long. But I had like pretty much all pumpkin ales and stouts because of October. So I haven't had like an IPA in a while. It's like, damn, I just missed that bite.
I haven't had one for a while either. Like when I finish the conclusion of my hiatus, I'm going to definitely get a hazy boy to break the streak, because I do love those New England style IPAs. I just can't drink a lot of them. You know, obviously they wreck your world, and dude, you pay such a heavy price after drinking too many IPAs. It's brutal. Brutal.
That's what we're here for. It's always brutal, but yeah, you're right. I mean, especially as cliche as it is, getting older, like, dude, the hangover is 10 times worse. So you got to really weigh the options there.
Yeah, enjoy it while you can, kids.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while you can.
Responsibly in your house of age.
Yeah, just get shit-faced with your friends and don't drive anywhere.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You'll be
beautiful.
Fine.
Slumber party.
Okay. Slumber party. Listen to metal.
Safety in numbers. You know, maybe you get drunk and wrestle your friend, but no, I mean, everyone will live. It'll be okay.
And you'll have one hell of a son.
Couple black guys, couple raspberries between friends. I mean, that's growing up.
That's just growing up.
That's every time me and Brian have a little bit to drink. I always want to wrestle him because he's so big.
Big teddy bear that Brian is.
Yeah, he's the best. He's the best.
Well, speaking of the best, we're going to segue into our albums and then the CBB, the Certified Brutal Bangers. So again, this is Thursday, so this is what we found so far. Todd did a fucking stellar job of doing that, because it's always kind of tough before the release date, but he did it again. So we're going to go through it, and then, yeah, Rabi, we're going to see if you are excited for any of these or if there's anything that we missed as well. The first album that we're starting with is Aeternus with Philosopher. Then we have Ancestral Curse, In Dreams of Endless Darkness, aka Just Another Day. Atlas is coming up with their Shadow Dancer EP, and Atlas is in all caps, and then there's a V in there at the end too, because why not? Then we have Body Prison with Until Madness, Collider with Southern Stars EP, Condemned with Daemonium, Disfiguring the Goddess with Soothe 2 EP, FOXCULT, all one, all caps, the Indigo Fault EP, Kill a Bastard with Criminal Negligence EP, fucking love that. Gnosis, that's Ryu from Crystal Lake, that's his newest project, with the Eternal Doom EP, Nail Within with Sound of Demise, Plague Mace with Reptilian Warlords, Race Trader with Creation in the Timeless Order of Things, that's a mouthful, but that sounds cool. Sadist with The Shadow Inside, Texas in July Without Reason EP, The Dialect with Crawl to the Throne EP, The Last Eon with Infernal Fractality, and then Wind Wakers with What If I Break? Another question that we ask ourselves every day.
Every day.
So that is 18 for the Hopwolves keeping track there. But again, we'll have all of our list and stuff on our socials. We'll flesh it out a little bit more when we have the full list to do. Rabi, was there anything that stood out to you? Or did we miss anything?
There was a lot in there. There was a lot in there I've not really heard of. So I'm going to be putting those into my playlist. So I appreciate the recommendations, fellas. There's a lot of awesome gems to be had there. Looking forward to checking that out. I will say, though, shout out to my man, Max Smith, who just joined, if I butcher this band name, I'm sorry, but Apagean, and they just put out a new video called 1,000 Yard Glare.
Nice.
So definitely check that out. You may know him from the band Croesus that was on Unique Records. But he's done a lot of excellent session work, and he was very crucial in some vocal lessons that he gave to me pre-Labyrinthian and getting my gutturals in order. So I always like to give him shout outs. He's a great dude and an incredible musician. So check out his new band, Apagean, Apogean.
Hell yeah.
Badass.
Fuck yeah. I mean, if he's helping our dude here, then it's got to be top tier.
Yeah, he's brutal, dude. He could do pretty much whatever. He's crazy versatile.
Fuck yeah. Well, we're gonna check that out because I'm not familiar with them. I don't know if you are, Todd. Are you?
Not too familiar. No, I recognize the name, but I need to listen to them.
Nice.
Super cool video they just put out too. If you're like into sci-fi, just super cool.
That's right up my alley.
Then you're gonna love it. Yeah, you'll love it.
Hell yeah. Well, Todd, was there anything that you're excited for this week, or anything that you've gotten a chance to listen that may have dropped already?
Dude, Body Prison. Heard the previews of the tracks. Some going in blind, but dude, like it's gonna shoot right to the top.
I've heard that band's getting a lot of buzz, and I gotta check it out. I've been working on a lot of music, so admittedly, I'm not listening to as much metal because I don't when I'm making my own. I like to pull just, weird flavors out of other stuff. You know what I mean? And plus it helps with the ear fatigue of listening to our own demos and pre-pro on and on and on and on and on. I'd need those palate cleansers. So admittedly, I've not been listening to a lot of metal these last few weeks.
I mean, that's you need that, like you said, especially when you're making that genre anyway. Like, yes, you want to hear like what might be, like and bands that are doing cool things, but at the same time, like a lot of the best shit is coming from other influences. Like mainly this week, like I'd listened to like Megan Thee Stallion and like Aaliyah, and I've been so happy about that. But like you said, palate cleansers, we're all about that as well. And that just makes the appreciation for this type of stuff even better, in my opinion. Because like, dude, I haven't listened to something heavy in a while. And you're like, oh yeah, this is it.
Right.
Okay. I guess I haven't really gotten a chance. Like I said, I really haven't been listening to metal other than Silent Planet. But like, I love the new album. I will say Super Bloom is fantastic. I'm excited for the new Atlas EP. That's a really unique metal band. I haven't gone like too much into them, but I've really liked what I've heard over the years, so I'll have to check that one out. So that's all the albums. Todd, will you take us down the CBB and hit us with some heat, dude? Turn on the AC or the heat. You can make it even hotter in your house if you want to. It's cool.
Get up to above 100 degrees, baby. Let's go, dude. I love this first track to start things off. This was the final entry to round it out at 20 songs, and it is coming from the band Fetal Sewage with their single Fucked to Death. What better way to start this goddamn playlist, bro? Thank you, Slam Worldwide. That's how we found them. We always follow that page, and we love to give a shout out. What a way to start things off. At number 2, though, we have K9, and that's with a K. They just released a new single called Damaged. That band is slam heavy, so go check them out for sure.
Love that.
At number 3, we have Thrown Out, and that's a combined word if you're looking them up. They just released the track The One Who Laughs. The cover art for that's got a little bit of a Attack on Titan vibe, so I wonder if that's like alluding to the show. If not, that show influences a lot of metal, so worthy if it's a direct correlation right there. At number 4, we have the band Suggestions. Arie, I've never heard of this band before, but you added this song. That's in all caps, and so is their single title, Out of the Black. I have not listened to this yet, only like a very small clip, but it's heavy as fuck, so it deserves to be at the top of the list. Next up at number 5, Impending Doom. This is their second single so far with In the End. They're like independent now, which is cool. And this EP, so far, I think 2 songs out of 3 have been released. And yeah, they are still just as heavy. So I am pleasantly surprised by this single. At number 6, we have Sidious with their them. And if you want some hip hop with some goddamn deathcore, Now is the goddamn time to check it out. You're gonna love Stay Gutter, y'all. Like, that's the only way I could say it. Next up at number 8, though, we have Sunfall, which is a Brewtal alumni here, and that's featuring 1056 with their song Reapers. Next up, I kind of did this on purpose. So that Sunfall track was called Reapers, and this next one is from Enterprise Earth, and this is featuring Darius Tarani of Spite, and it's called Reaper's Servant. I always like to kind of join song titles together in the playlist. But anything Enterprise Earth is putting out, man, you just never know what to expect, and I love them for that.
Yeah, Gabe is the most underrated guitarist in metal.
My man out there, Breaking Bad in the goddamn RV, creating just masterpieces.
Yeah, he's the fucking man. He's a Yinzer. He's from the Berg.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, repping Pittsburgh here in many ways. We love to see it, love to hear it. Next up, at number 10 is the band Serve with their song Extinction Final Execution. I love that song title. I have not checked that one out yet, but just a little sample, and that fit perfectly right there. After that, we have Enforced with a new song, Casket.
Oh, nice.
And I believe this is about, I think I read it's about alcoholism. So not the greatest show to be talking about that.
No, but, we're sorry. We are truly sorry.
It is cool that they're touching upon a topic like that. Yeah. It definitely needs to be talked about more, kind of getting over that, because I mean, this is not good to put in your body.
It's not.
No, let's be real. But
it's okay. It's okay. Everything in moderation, though.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Take a little hybrid. You caught me on the hiatus, but that doesn't mean I won't be margaritaing it up come the holiday time. Probably have a couple cocktails on Thanksgiving. A couple
moderation, drink responsibly. It's all good fun.
Yeah, that's here at home. With the wife. Why not? You know what I'm saying?
I dig it. At number 12, we have Life Cycles. That's a nice little segue from Enforce, because Enforce is a little bit more like thrashy, and Life Cycles is right there with them. And they just released their song Serpent's Kiss. So go check that out. At number 13, fucking Titans Darkest Hour with Perpetual Terminal. These guys, just like I think of Unearth, are just creating some of the best music they ever have. And how many albums deep are they now? Like, they're almost at 10, I think. If not, like, they just
this
hit
might
10.
be 10.
Yeah, which is insane.
Wow. Goated. Forever goated, dude.
Double-digit records. That's gnarly.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
At number 14, this is a new track from the newly formed Better Lovers. This one's called Two Alive Amongst the Dead. This band is just something special. They are coming out of the ashes of Every Time I Die. So you have Greg Puciato from Dillinger Escape Plan with some of the members of ETID. And you just get magic. So come on now. Next up, we have Extortionists, and they're on a new sound, which is actually pretty cool. It's a little bit more metalcore, so there is singing on this one, but I love it. This one's called A Grim Disconnect. Go check it out. It's the second single so far. 2 thumbs up for me. Next up, at number 16, we have the band Bloom, and their song Maybe in Another. I'm actually not remembering how this band sound. I think they fit right in line with what I just described. Extortionist, a little bit more metalcore at this point. But I did group them. Like I said, I like grouping shit together. Next up, we have Death Blooms with their anthem, The Party. They're a little bit more new metal, but this is a nice jam to get things going near the end of the playlist.
You mean The Party going, dude? Come on.
Absolutely. Arie, I know you love this next song. It's from KAONASHI with their single Humiliation Ritual. Are you going to cross the street, Arie? Are you going to stop at the light?
I was feeling something listening to this song. I listened to it like 3 times right before recording. I was like, damn, Peter just hits on like...
Dude, those lyrics, man. Like,
they're so good. I'm really glad that I came around to... Rabbi, I don't know if you're familiar with KAONASHI, but Peter Rono, their singer, has such a like distinct... It's like a shrill... kind of like nasally
like a tire
scream,
kind of sound, vocals.
It's really hard to get into, but oh my god, I'm so happy. Like I finally like kind of got over that hump. I love KAONASHI. I think they're fucking awesome. So yeah, that's one of my favorites for the week for sure.
Hell yeah. So that's number 18. We got two more. We have Harriet as a band to keep an eye on with their new song Soul Chasm. This one's a little bit of a slow burner, so I put it at the end. And that's just the same with Lifesick at number 20 with Every Unpleasant Emotion. Dude, it's almost somewhat of a spoken word track in a way, but it's like a super slow, just that fire just slowly burning. It's just a nice way to cool off at the end of this brutal ass fucking playlist. So
nice.
Here we are at number 20. We cap it at 20. We only choose what we feel is the heaviest of the week, as far as we can find. There's always ones that slip through the cracks, but that's okay.
Every time.
Rabi, anything you heard that really popped your interest? Anything you already know about, or anything we missed that we should know about?
Again, because of the heavy metal hiatus, this will be stuff that I will be checking out. Okay. But no, I'm going to be checking out that Crazy Tire Screech band, Arie.
Yes.
Like
I can't wait to hear what you think, dude.
Sometimes I just want something super abrasive, like an ice pick in the ear. You know what I mean?
I say start with that track and then work your way backwards. I think that'll be a nice approach to that band.
Yeah, they do some really cool stuff. So I can't wait to hear what you think of it.
Well, Arie, we know KAONASHI was on your highlights. Anything else that was tickling your interest?
Dude, FILTH for sure. I've been listening to FILTH. You know what? Now that I'm saying, like, as much as I listened to Megan and Aaliyah, I did listen to FILTH and Silent Planet a lot too. They're just so good. I kind of just like lumped all like my favorites together. But yeah, I really have been. I just love anytime like the hip hop elements. I mean, really new metal influence for sure, like a new core type of deal. But FILTH does it in such like, dude, I feel it like in the streets, and it's got like an Amir feel to it. But
yes, I can agree on that.
Dustin's like presence, he's just a monster, dude. And I've
never
never seen
so many techniques too.
Mm-hmm.
Very versatile.
Yeah, FILTH and SUNFALL, the ones we already talked about. I'm really loving. We got to talk to Ollie and Ryan from SUNFALL a couple years ago, and they were super cool, and they're turning out some really cool shit. So Hopwolves, Rabi, check those out. Todd,
now that I kind of think about it, sorry to cut you off, but check out the latest offering from the Behest of Serpents, Regicide. If you're into melodic death metal, brutal fucking melodic death from Canton, Ohio, and really great dudes. So that album is pretty incredible. And Alex, for sure, who has worked with us in the past, he actually did the keys on that record for them. So there's a little cross pollination there.
Another band affected by the river systems.
That's it, dude. Shitty rivers create good metal and good bread. Good water makes good beer. Bad water makes good bread.
Oh yeah.
You are truly. We always call it like you're on your James Joyce shit. Like you're on your James Joyce shit. Just poetic AF, buddy.
What is that? Yeah, James Joyce.
Well, Todd, was there anything in particular? I know you were really digging FILTH before we get into the interview with Rabi. Was there anything else that stood out to you?
I'm really big on Impending Doom coming back with that shit. Yes, it's a turn off to some people that they're Christian deathcore. I don't give a damn. They're fucking heavy. I really don't care. They have solid reputation, so very much looking forward to the third single that is yet to come out. Enforced always brings it, dude. I love that thrashy shit. The whole revival of thrash in of itself. It's kind of like death metal in a way right now. There's a big resurgence on both of those genres.
Old school metal is back because I think people they want it a little dirty, and those styles offer like a sincere dirtiness that really just hits you, especially live. Like it's very extremely powerful live.
Hell yeah.
So I get it. It's good to see that. 200 Stab Wounds, bands like that, just fucking crushing it with the old school style.
I want to hear news about a new album from them. I know they're waiting on it.
I'm sure it's coming. That band works really hard.
Are they from Ohio too? I could be mistaken, but
they are.
I think they are. Yeah,
with
Sanguisuga Bogs.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I was listening to the Hard Lord Paw. We were talking about Harm's Way earlier. I don't know if you were listening to that, Rabbi, but it's
I love Hard Lore.
Yeah, Hard Lore's
a couple of tracks. You know what I'm saying? I love that. Yeah,
dude, so good. But I listened to one with Devin from Sanguisuga Bog, and he was saying that like 200 Stab Wounds, I think it was like their manager or someone, like he was basically like the one that introduced them to like the right people. And nice. I mean, Ohio is very depressing, so this all makes sense.
It's good for metal, man.
It is good for metal. Speaking of good for metal, New Breathing Process is dropping. We're finally getting into it. So Rabbi, tell us about the new EP. Like I want to get into it.
Let's start off with the pronunciation, because we're terrible.
Please. We're terrible at that.
Okay, so it's spelled Todeskrone, but it's a German word called Todeskronen is the pronunciation of it. And it means death crown, which is this Appalachian folklore belief that back when pillows were filled with feathers, if you found a death crown in your pillow of someone who had passed away, it was a sign for them telling you that they went to heaven. But if you found it in life, it was like an omen of this terrible thing to come. So it was almost like this prophesizing omen from another world.
Are you listening A24? Because that's a horror movie premise if I haven't heard one.
Yeah, so all the songs on Todeskronen are very influenced by like folklore stuff, and all have a supernatural tale of fate. That's kind of the conceptual thread, where Labyrinthian was more about like being lost and kind of more of a sad record. We feel that Todeskrone is a lot more aggressive and like menacing in terms of sound and lyric concepts, things like that.
Talk to us about Empty Not Alone, because that's been the first single to really introduce everybody to this EP that's coming out. Talk a little bit about the theme, the tone, everything.
Empty Not Alone is actually based off of a ghost story from my life.
Do tell.
The B-roll footage. Shout out to Kendall Queen, my friend, for since we were 19 years old. She was gracious enough to come down and volunteer herself to be in all that B-roll footage. And that was this female spirit that was in this apartment that I lived in downtown Morgantown, 181 Walnut Street, the brick building with the green doors. So there's a lot of reference to hiding behind green doors and behind green doors. That's a reference to that apartment. And this idea that even though you may have left the place of the haunting still kind of persists like with you. Because when some things kind of happen, it's almost like that PTSD, you know what I mean? Like there's things that trigger those memories of unsavory events. But yeah, I wasn't a big
I just got chills, man.
I've never been a big religious guy or like a ghost guy before this place. But the first place I moved out of when I left my parents' freshman year of college was this apartment downtown Morgantown. I only stayed 7 months, and it was just haunted as fuck, and just like completely changed my perspective on, spirituality and the afterlife and really everything. The song is like my own ghost story about how sometimes, things may be empty, but I never feel alone, and not in a good way.
Dude, you're making me think like there's something behind me right now, because
because I still have dreams about that woman. Like even to this day, I was 19 when that happened, and
that's crazy.
I'm 36, and I still have dreams every once in a while. about the girl with the strangled face is what I called her in the song.
I mean, that's
She's draped in morbid grace with matte hair and a strangled face.
dude.
Sir.
There you are with that James Joyce skin, man.
Yeah. But like, and even like Todd was saying, like, you giving that description of the song, the last shot in the video kind of gives that feeling where like you guys are all sitting on the couch and the woman is coming from the fog itself, and that's such a powerful and really cool shot.
Shout out to our videographer and director of that, Ian Van, who was beautiful to work with and drove all the way to Ravenswood, West Virginia from Massachusetts to put that video together for us. It was a hard video to make because we wanted it to be like a lot of B-roll stuff, and we experimented a lot. It was like over 100 degrees in that building, which had like very select power. Like we had generators. It was very guerrilla style video, kind of making DIY. Like my friend was in it. My other friend did the makeup. So it really took a village to make it, but really proud of how it came together. And he was beautiful to work with. And we'll probably be working with him again because we were very satisfied with the product.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So on the EP, there's 3 other songs. Are they all kind of a little bit standalone-ish as far as themes? Because you just described this one. Is it that, or is it kind of a theme that carries through?
So like the idea of the supernatural tale of fate is kind of like the conceptual thread of all of them. So we have like, I always like to do a ghost story song. Like I did one on Labyrinthian. I Sleep, I Wake is like the ghost story song of that album.
Nice.
But for the next one, like I have a song about the Wendigo on the EP. It's called Claude, which Arie, you got to see it live at the show at 123.
It's amazing.
And you know, Devin Duarte from Worm Shepherd does a vocal feature on the Wendigo song.
Hell yeah.
Claude. You know, shout out to him for just making it. I can safely say it is the heaviest breathing process song of all time. Like it's irresponsibly nasty and heavy, because these other two, we have a couple of songs that have like no breakdowns in them at all. Like it's very weird, almost like kind of like proggy breathing process. But we wanted Claude to be like, don't forget that we could still write a beater. So it's kind of like that, just, you know, nasty riffs. And I think one of the gnarliest slam parts, hopefully, of the year. People will hopefully enjoy it.
Oh man, there's still time for the most brutal song of the year. So you got me hyped up.
And just, you know, he's, when I get a vocal feature, I really try to weave him into the song and not, if I can't help it, like not just have him be in one part. So like he's just ever present in the song, and the mixture of our voices, it was really nice. It was kind of like, you know, how Wilt worked out when we worked with Dave with Labyrinthian, you know what I mean? We were able to really put him in those money parts, which spiced the whole thing up and elevated the whole thing in a nice complimentary kind of way.
Yeah, and it's really apparent with you and Devin and Claude for sure. And I get like I've heard the whole EP, and it's fucking amazing.
Thank you.
It's well before we get into that, can we for the Hopwolves that may not know, I love like the concept of Wendigos and just really like a lot of Native American folklore. Can you give us a little bit of backstory as to what exactly is a Wendigo?
So kind of depending on what part of the country like you're from and which you know Native American tribe of the region is prevalent, but they're known as, you know, skinwalkers, Wendigos. Essentially, it's someone who's been converted into this beast shape-shifting entity through blood magic. So basically an evil shaman that has, you know, ventured into a not quite of this world, not a quite of the supernatural world, like an entity. You know what I mean? So I really want to write a song about this pursuit of this ravenous hunger. You know what I mean? And this ongoing hunt for just people's fear, and just write something ferocious and dark. So I think that the Wendigo represents really kind of those things in the woods that we're afraid of. You know what I mean? When you think of like the natural things in the world, they're scary enough, but then we think of like, what are the most terrible things that could be out there? And I think that the Wendigo is definitely up there. Just to be insatiably ravenous, which is kind of like the nature of the Wendigo, this emaciated, ravenous beast of just blood and destruction.
Yo, if that ain't brutal metal, come on now.
Yeah, it's something brutal in metal. So, yeah, man, I mean, we wanted to just try to find some cool lyrical stuff that maybe other people weren't writing about, try to avoid some tropes and try to delve into the folklore element a little bit more, which I think that those are the best stories, the ones that are generationally kind of passed down.
I mean, I'm kind of curious.
They really are.
When you were writing each song, where did Wendigo fall? Was it like the first one, last one, in the middle of the pack?
I want to say that Claude might have been one of the first demos that I got from Jordan. So I was like, I think that was probably one of the first songs I worked on. It was that or Empty Not Alone.
Okay.
Like there were a couple that didn't make the cut, but it's hard to, looking back on it, which order I got those in. But it was definitely one of the first songs of the batch that made it to the EP. Where as soon as I heard it, I was like, this is the song that we need to get Devin on. Like, because we toured with them twice and became good friends. And, he just made the gentleman's agreement on the road that, hey, if you guys need a feature, hit me up. Plus, we like to do the label mate thing, a little cross-pollination, fly the flag a little bit. But yeah, he just absolutely destroyed it. Absolutely destroyed it.
Oh yeah, and we'll do a shout out to the label Unique Leader. Come on, like that.
Yeah, for sure.
That whole
Grant,
lineup.
CEO, boss man extraordinaire. Appreciate the money for being able to make this content that hopefully doesn't suck.
I don't know. From what we're hearing,
doesn't.
Yeah, Arie knows. He's got the scoop, and I'm hyped as fuck having only heard one song. So
nice, dude.
My body's ready. My body's ready to be Claude.
Yeah. That song was a lot of fun to play live too. Like there was one of those, like when you hear it, it's like, oh man, this song live is going to be a staple.
Did you look into the crowd and see Arie's face of like,
well, he was working that show. He was working the lens, he was taking delicious snip snaps of our sweaty bodies.
It was beautiful.
Catching all the footage. But that song was a lot of fun to play live.
Sounded super good.
Hopefully the moons will line up and we could actually get Devin on there to do it proper, because that's always the best. Give the people what they really want. The double barrel attack. But Jordan Milner actually does vocals on that song.
Dude, Jordan's like cleans.
He does like a chanty. Yeah, he does like a chanty, like pitch yell thing. You know what I mean? Because it's got this real Viking-esque chorus. You know what I mean? Where you just feel like you're just riding into battle. You know what I mean?
But I think
excited for everyone to hear that one.
I think to that point, again, like having had the privilege of listening to the EP in its entirety and getting to see like Claude live and some of the new tracks live. I mean, it's no secret how much we love the Breathing Process, but like the Breathing Process, just even from the beginning, has been so innovative in the sound. Mm-hmm. I mean, one of the first Black and Deathcore symphonic deathcore bands in the game, and like one of the best. Like, but I guess what I'm getting is like,
I still remember listening to that album in FYE with the headphone dock that they used to have, and like
fucking A, dude.
Going off the cover art and being like, what is this? And then hearing it and be like, I've never heard this shit before.
Yeah, dude. But like, I guess what I'm getting is like, so you guys, I guess it's more of like the question of like, how did Yins manage to get even heavier while incorporating more doom and black metal elements, plus making it sound so huge and cinematic? Like the whole thing sounds like a nightmarish hellscape. And like you're talking about Jordan doing like the pitch screams and like having Devin on there, like it just all sounds just larger than life. And I think I had mentioned that when you sent me over the EP in the beginning, but like it's incorporating, to me, like as long-term breathing process fans, like you still have the heavy, like you said with Claw, but it's just still pushing forward, like we were talking about with the Acacia strain. Like how do you guys kind of manage to do that? I know that's like a very broad question, but like what is it that makes you want to have like that type of like grandiose heaviness?
I think that's what kind of separates our band, is like our ability to like make those melodic money parts. You know what I mean? Like, I think that there's a lot of great heavy bands that, as far as the heavy element goes, you know, they're awesome. But we try to, because there's so much of that going on, we try to focus on like the other parts from a dynamic standpoint, because it would make hopefully the heavier parts heavier, and the hooks and the choruses and everything just really making it catchy, sticking in your head kind of stuff. We really want to write music that's extreme, but also like digestible. So we don't try to like lean too far into the heavy stuff. But at the same time, like I said, like Claude is probably the heaviest breathing process song ever. Like just everything about it. Like even when you hear the opening riff, it just doesn't sound like the breathing process right away. It'll almost like kind of take you back, because it's like this weird old school death metal riff. But as we're getting older, we're also not super interested in writing like deathcore anymore. And, you know, we love all these other genres of metal that we really think would be great in our sound. You know, the doom elements, trying to push Labyrinthian is one of the most black metal albums that the band has ever done. Like it has some serious arrangements that, you know, could be of that genre. You know, songs like I Sleep, I Wake, or like We the Drowned. I mean, there's some parts in there that are just straight up black metal. And we do that kind of selfishly, but that's what we love. And we really wanted to make the influence of that genre really extend beyond just like a symphonic track. We wanted the riffs to be black metal. We wanted the drums to feel black metal. We wanted almost the songs to create like a chameleon effect, where it's like this nice little heavy metal stew that, you know, just all kind of comes together.
I love that. I mean, that's honestly what turned me on to y'all's last record, was that influence. I was like, they're dipping into the darkness, the blackness.
Yeah, we're gonna lean harder into it, because, you know, writing breakdowns is great, but it just doesn't interest us the same anymore. You know, we're more about kind of create more of an experience, and I think more of a vibe. You know, just try to something that hopefully will have a little bit more re-listening power than just something with a breakdown in it. You know what I mean? Because I think that this band has done a lot of great deathcore, and they were one of the innovators of the black and deathcore. I mean, Jordan Milner is one of like the founding fathers of this entire sound. I mean, he's very humble, and he probably won't say that, but he's one of the OGs of this shit. But absolutely, with that being said, to keep ourselves interested, you know, we really try to go outside of that as far as we can. And I think that you'll find in the EP title track and the other song Hell's Almost Heaven, I think that you'll find that the sound is really matured, which hopefully Labyrinthian was a nice little segue for that, because that was always kind of the plan, that we were going to kind of get out of playing deathcore.
I guess one of the things that I know, like Todd and I both really love just with bands in general, and you guys are doing it to a T, is like you said, like you're maturing the sound, but it still has the integrity of the breathing process. Like I listen to this, I listen to Labyrinthian and be like, I can tell, like, yes, breathing process. But, you know, listening to something like Odyssey Undead, Samsara, like any of the In Waking Divinity, like they're all distinctly different while still having that same sound. And that's why it's like so refreshing, like you said, when you guys push what your interests are more rather than what, like, I guess for lack of a better term, like the fans would want to hear. I would love to hear like Odyssey Undead, like something off of that, but also like I don't need to, because like these new songs are like super fucking sick, and like I'd rather listen to that anyway than going in the back catalog. And sometimes you get bands where it's like only relying on the back catalog as opposed to like really innovating the sound and whatnot. So you guys are doing a phenomenal job with that. Is there one, I know it's always like kind of like picking like a kid or anything like that, but like out of the new EP, is there a track that is your favorite?
I'm going to have to say that like the Empty Not Alone song is probably my favorite, because I really kind of took a chance with like doing like the pitch screaming chorus, you know what I mean? Doing like the clean vocals in the background, you know, just really trying to open up the vocal arsenal to make it catchy. But at the same time, I'd like to think that the brutal parts are as brutal, maybe out brutalize everything on Labyrinthian. So hopefully you get a nice serving on both ends of the spectrum. You know what I mean? But that song has always been kind of like my baby. In that music video and everything that went into making that song is probably going to be my favorite from this era. Not to mention the biographical connection to it.
Right. Now, with that being said, are there any of the other songs that you have like as close of a tie with? Like, I guess like for instance, like Claude with the Wendigo. Like, have you ever seen a Wendigo before?
No.
Or anything
but
like that.
My grandmother, who is from upstate New York, the dad side of the family, heavy on the Mohican Indian.
Okay.
So she would, you know, talk about stuff like that. Like she believed in that stuff, which is kind of like a little nod to, you know, her and, you know, my family heritage. I'm not going to claim that I know like everything about that and everything, but, you know, it's definitely cool to throw a little something in there, you know, that kind of represents the region that you come from.
That's awesome. And I know like we had talked about this before, over the last couple of months, like you really like dig deep for your lyrics and everything is like with purpose. Like what is that writing process like? Like, is it draining for you? Is it cathartic for you?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that when you get to enjoy the fruits, it's cathartic, but the process of kind of drudging up some of these feelings and some of these stories like can be a little taxing.
Sure.
And I've been known to get a little miserable when I work on the music, probably partly because I'm stressed, but another because I'm really deeping into some dark mindset kind of stuff that it'll just take its toll. But I would say both. I learned through making Labyrinthian that like keeping an ongoing journal was extremely helpful in terms of being able to get ideas together and not feeling overwhelmed by having nothing when you start. You know what I mean? To have like I like to work on some poems and different like things, little short stories and stuff that I'm working on all the time that, you know, just help get the juices flowing. It's like, oh, that would be cool. Like maybe not exactly as this, but I could use this to like make the song and feel like I have cool, you know, lines and stuff that I can play with. Cause, you know, making a song is like a weird puzzle. It's like you have to find the right parts for the, it's very infuriating.
Well, we're here for
So
the
keep
puzzle.
a notebook, kids. Keep a fucking notebook.
Handy dandy notebook.
Handy dandy notebook. Write your feelings in it. Just like whatever, oh, that's cool. Wendigos are cool. Maybe I'll check that out later. Just little things that you can kind of refer to get inspired, I think is a nice little tool.
It's a good way to empty the brain too. I know Arie and we talk about that a lot.
Get your feelings out there.
Yeah.
Get your feelings out there, and this way you won't snap.
Yeah, always a good time when you're not snapping, and you can't.
Not snapping.
Rabi, we're coming to the point. Like, thank you for coming on this, dude. It's been a pleasure.
Seriously.
We've been talking about doing this for a long time.
I know, dude. I'm so happy that we were able to make it happen. It's been a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, dude. We love to hear that. And Breathing Process forever. You guys have been super, super sick to me, to the show. We can't wait to hear the EP. When does it come out? The name of it
Comes
again.
Out. Yeah, Todeskrone getting released on Black Friday. Black Friday is just getting a little more black in this year.
Hell yeah, charred.
With your homies from TBP, but Todeskrone, the EP comes out on Unique Leader Records Friday, November 24th. So while you're fighting for your life to get those savings on those flat screen TVs, maybe pop in a little Claude and you'll fuck somebody up 100%.
Start a pit at a Walmart.
Yeah, dude, open it up. Disrespect your surroundings, bro.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Dude, check it out.
Other than that, we always like to kind of promote where to check out with the band interacts. So I'm pretty much social media is a good starting point. I know y'all are on Instagram, but Facebook, Twitter too.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram. Check out all of our content on the Unique Leader YouTube page. And, we'll be posting with the mostin'. We'll have a lot of cool content coming out. Check out the single Claude featuring Devin from Worm Shepherd. That'll actually drop on the day of the release. We got a cool little visualizer lyric video planned for that. And we hope that you enjoy the EP. It was a lot of fun to make. And I'm actually getting ready to record the next thing with Jordan Milner tomorrow. So we've not slept. We got something else coming after this. So stay tuned. The EP is just the appetizer of what's to come.
We're ready for the mean potatoes, the Breathing Process.
Yeah, you like a little meatball rigatone. You know what I mean?
Dude, hell yeah. Thank you, Rabi. Love it. We love you, Don Rabideau. We love the Breathing Process. Spin that shit. Black Friday, Todeskrone. It's going to claw your fucking eyes and your ears out. Hopwolves.
Black Friday just got a whole lot blacker, baby. So enjoy, man. Again, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, buddy.
Hats off to you guys. Let's go.